Let's talk about what happens in the kitchen. No, not about cooking. I'm talking about the choices you make there that decide the man you will be in the bedroom. Because the tragedy I see every day is not men who lack desire for their partners. It's men whose bodies have been starved of the very raw materials needed to produce desire, hardness, and stamina. It feels like a slow fade, doesn't it? A betrayal from the inside out. You eat what you think is healthy. You avoid the fats, you cut the salt, you follow the mainstream rules, and in return, your body becomes soft. Your energy plummets. Your libido becomes a distant memory. You look in the mirror and see a man who is following the rules, but losing the game. For decades, we've been fed a narrative that is fundamentally anti-masculine, a narrative that fears the very nutrients that fuel our hormonal fire. I'm here to tell you that the solution to your fading vitality is not in a pill bottle. It's hidden in plain sight, in your grocery store, often disguised as something you've been told to avoid. My name is James Howard. I'm a men's vitality expert, and I've spent my career going against the grain, digging into the science of what truly makes a man's body thrive. I've helped thousands of men rebuild their masculine core, not by adding something exotic, but by reintroducing the powerful foundational foods that nature intended for us. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 of these foundational foods. We're going to count down to the single most powerful food for male vitality that has been wrongfully demonized for over half a century. We will dismantle the lies and give you a delicious, powerful protocol for rebuilding your manhood from the inside out. This is for men who are tired of feeling weak and are ready to eat like men again. If that's you, then commit to this message. Show me you're serious by typing "nourish" in the comments section wherever you're listening to this. Let's begin the feast. Our countdown begins with pillar number 5, the foundation of all potency, the circulatory engine. We must first reopen the floodgates. And surprisingly, we can start doing that with a food often seen as a guilty pleasure. I'm talking about dark chocolate. Yes, you heard me correctly. The quality of your erection is a direct reflection of the health of your cardiovascular system. It's a barometer of blood flow. If your blood vessels are stiff and unresponsive, the signal from your brain to your body gets lost in translation. To fix this, you need to make your blood vessels young again. I had a client, Richard, a 60-year-old accountant who lived a life of denial. He avoided every pleasure, especially in his diet. He ate bland, boring food, believing it was the path to health, yet he suffered from poor circulation and erectile issues. He was a man who had forgotten that pleasure and health could coexist. What I explained to him is that real, high-quality dark chocolate is not candy. It's a superfood. It is loaded with powerful plant compounds called flavonols. These flavonols do something miraculous. They directly stimulate the endothelium, the delicate lining of your blood vessels, prompting it to produce more of that all-important gas, nitric oxide. This relaxes your arteries, improves blood flow, and makes the entire system more responsive and flexible. The protocol for Richard was simple, and he loved it. 1 ounce, about a small square of 80% cacao or higher dark chocolate every afternoon. Not milk chocolate, not the sugary junk, the real, potent, slightly bitter stuff. It became his daily ritual of pleasure and medicine. He not only saw measurable improvements in blood pressure and performance, but he relearned a vital lesson. Nourishing your body can and should be a joyful act. But that joyful act of opening the circulatory pathways is just step 1. Now we must fuel the very factory that produces your male hormones. And this brings us to pillar number 4, the hormonal fuel, and to the most legendary aphrodisiac in human history. I'm talking, of course, about oysters. Casanova, the world's most famous lover, supposedly ate 50 of them for breakfast every morning. Was this just a myth, or did he know something that modern science is only now proving? The answer is clear. Oysters are, gram for gram, perhaps the most potent hormonal fuel a man can consume. A client of mine, a former athlete named Ken, 45, felt his competitive edge disappearing. His strength was down, his ambition was fading, and his libido was flat. "I feel like my fire is just smoldering," he told me. Ken's problem was a classic case of nutrient deficiency. Specifically, he was starved of the single most important mineral for male hormonal health. That mineral is zinc. Think of zinc as the spark plug for your testosterone factory. Without sufficient zinc, your body simply cannot produce testosterone at optimal levels. And oysters contain more zinc per serving than any other food on the planet. Just a few oysters can provide you with several times your daily requirement. But it doesn't stop there. Oysters are also rich in D-aspartic acid, an amino acid that has been shown to work in the brain to trigger the release of hormones like luteinizing hormone, which then signals the testes to produce more testosterone. So oysters work on two fronts, providing the raw building blocks and stimulating the production line. I had Ken add 6 raw oysters to his diet 3 times a week. For men who dislike them raw, grilled is an option, though some nutrients are lost. For those with allergies, pumpkin seeds are a distant but acceptable second place. For Ken, the effect was profound. He described it as a deepening of his energy, a return of that solid, grounded sense of masculine power. And with that power restored, another question arises. What about day-to-day staying power? What about the energy to be ready when the moment arises, even after a long day? That resilience is pillar number 3, the stamina provider. One of the most common complaints I hear is, "James, by the time the kids are in bed and my wife and I have a moment alone, I'm just too exhausted." This isn't a libido problem. It's an energy crisis. And the solution is often found in a simple handful of pistachios. I worked with a lawyer, Mark, 51, who was chronically tired. He survived on coffee and sugar, leading to energy spikes and crashes. His intimate life was suffering because his energy was unpredictable. I introduced him to the power of pistachios, and he was skeptical. "Aren't nuts just fattening?" he asked. I explained that pistachios are a powerhouse of male vitality. First, they're rich in the amino acid L-arginine, another precursor to nitric oxide. Second, they are packed with healthy monounsaturated fats essential for hormone production. Third, their combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber provides slow-release sustained energy, preventing the blood sugar crashes that kill evening spontaneity. A 2011 study even showed that men who ate pistachios daily for 3 weeks saw significant improvements in erectile function. For Mark, replacing his afternoon snack of chips or a candy bar with a handful of unsalted pistachios was a game changer. His evening energy stabilized. He was no longer running on fumes by 9 p.m. It taught him that the right fuel provides energy, while the wrong fuel steals it. And speaking of the right fuel, our journey to pillar number 2 brings us to a food so common, so simple, that its profound effects on male hydraulics have been overlooked. It contains the same powerful compound as many expensive supplements, and it's sitting in your fridge right now. I'm talking about watermelon. I want you to think about a plant. If it doesn't get enough water, it wilts. It becomes limp, droopy, and lifeless. Your body is no different. Chronic dehydration is a massive, overlooked cause of poor performance.
But watermelon not only hydrates you, it also contains a hidden superpower for blood flow.
Its real secret is that it's one of the world's richest natural sources of L-citrulline, the exact same amino acid we discussed. Your body converts this L-citrulline into L-arginine, which then produces nitric oxide, relaxing your blood vessels and promoting powerful flow. And here's a pro tip. The highest concentration of L-citrulline is found not just in the red flesh, but in the white rind. So eating a little of the white part isn't just frugal, it's potent. It provides the raw materials for your body to turn the system on reliably. We've covered circulation, hormones, stamina, and hydration. The foundation is powerful. But now we must talk about the cornerstone, pillar number 1. This is the food that contains the very primal building block of all male hormones. The food that has been the victim of the biggest nutritional lie of the last 50 years. For half a century, you have been lied to. You've been told that a core component of this food is your enemy, that it will clog your arteries and ruin your health. I'm talking about cholesterol. And the food is the humble, perfect, and powerful whole egg. Let me be absolutely clear. The notion that dietary cholesterol from foods like eggs negatively impacts your blood cholesterol has been thoroughly debunked by modern science. In reality, cholesterol is not your enemy. It is the mother of all your sex hormones. Testosterone, DHEA, pregnenolone, every single one is manufactured from cholesterol. Starving your body of this essential nutrient is like trying to build a brick house without any bricks. A client, Greg, 58, was terrified of fat. He ate egg white omelets and drank skim milk. He was doing everything right, yet he felt weak and his libido was non-existent. His body was hormonally starving. The protocol for Greg was to start eating 3 whole pasture-raised eggs for breakfast every single day. The yolk is where the power is. It contains the cholesterol to build hormones, vitamin D, which functions as a steroid hormone itself, and choline, a nutrient vital for brain health. It is a complete package of male vitality. Within 2 months, Greg felt it. He felt grounded, solid, and vital for the first time in years. He was rebuilding his very foundation. Conclusion. So there it is. The 5 foundational foods to rebuild your masculine core. Dark chocolate to open the pathways of circulation, oysters to provide the raw fuel for hormone production, pistachios to deliver sustained, reliable stamina, watermelon to hydrate your system and provide blood flow precursors, and finally, whole eggs, the primal foundation for your entire hormonal cascade. This is not a diet. This is a return to wisdom, a return to eating the powerful, nutrient-dense foods that have fueled strong men for millennia. This is about understanding that your body is not broken. It is simply craving the right ingredients. You have the power to walk into your kitchen today and begin this process. You can choose to reject the lies that made you weak and embrace the truth that will make you strong. If this message has empowered you, then join this movement of men who are reclaiming their vitality through food. Share this audio with a man you care about. We must spread this truth. And if you are in a place where you can comment, affirm your commitment, write nourish, and let me know you are ready to rebuild your foundation. Thank you for your time and your trust. The journey to vitality is not found in a lab, but on your plate. Eat well and be strong.